What happened with you and Colby?
He's a bitch, bro, and he showed his true colors for the money, for the pay-per-view. He'd talk about my kids, my family, to maybe sell
And you
extra
were friends with
pay-per-views.
him?
No, not friends. I was fucking everything, his mentor. I was already in Strikeforce. I had competed against Gilbert Melendez. I was an established pro when he came over to American Top Team. I was living up at American Top Team. I had an apartment over there for like about a year and change. He broke his hand. His girlfriend had fucking kicked him out of the place because he had given her fucking herpes and shit. No, I'm dead ass serious. So he had like nowhere to fucking live. So he asked if he could crash on my couch. I was like, yeah, fuck it, bro. We're both on this journey together. We train together. We play poker together. Fucking this and that. So I basically fed this dude for a fucking year. Lived on my couch. Didn't give me a fucking dollar because he didn't have a job. I had a fucking broken hand. It's all documented. It's all him on YouTube saying, Jorge Masvidal was my best friend. If it wasn't for Jorge, I wouldn't be here. And this and that. And then, I'm at 155. So then I come up to 170 and I start stealing not stealing, but I start getting a lot of shine from myself. A lot of eyeballs start looking at me. And immediately, instead of like, yeah, we're fucking boys, we could fight or whatever the fuck, he turns into something fucking ugly, like everything that I did for you, you're trying to use it against me, especially my kids. He knows the relationship I have with my kids, and you're trying to use that against me. You're a fucking piece of shit. But before all that happened, I already knew he wasn't a good person because my striking coach, this is when we cut ties, me and him. My striking coach trained him from his amateur all the way to his Rafael Dos Anjos fight, and he did a handshake deal with him, 5% on your fights. If you make $1,000, you make $500,000. 5% is what you're gonna pay me because that's what Joel Romero pays me. That's what Jorge Masvidal pays me. That's what all the guys that train with him pay him. And he's like accessible at all times. He will drive an hour this way, drive an hour back that way, and just give you all his knowledge. And that's what he wanted. And they shook hands on it. As soon as Kobe made money, what did he do? Didn't pay my coach. So since then, I was like, bro, I want to fucking take a bat to his fucking neck. And my coach is like, don't do it, bro. You'll fight him, and that's how you'll get him for both of us. I didn't get him that time, but I promise you, before my career's over, I'm gonna fucking murder Kobe in the cage, legally.
What happened illegally?
Allegedly, a lot of things happened.
Allegedly.
I don't know. They're saying a lot of things, but it's all allegedly, cuz. Shit, man.
Allegedly is a great word.
Yeah, I don't know what they're talking about, man. But legally, in the cage, in the UFC, I'm going to fucking snatch his soul one way or another. And that's also something that, losing a piece of shit like that, like if you let somebody come into you and you share something with me, like, man, something is very dear to me. It's this moment where my mom, blah, 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 and this and that. And then I would use that because me and you had a falling out. It really shows your fucking character. Like, you're a fucking piece of shit, bro, And that's why nobody fucks with this guy. Like, nobody fucks with this guy in any level, in any accord,
Well, it's a crazy story.
John Jones can't stand him. He had a very similar thing with John Jones.
He changed who he was when the UFC was about to cut him, and he decided to become like a wrestling heel.
Shit on a whole country just for what? Like,
it worked though. I mean, the thing about it is, it's kind of genius in the fact that it really did get people paying attention to him.
In a negative way, but I feel that he could have just been beating people, put more time into the craft rather than Twitter and trying to copy other heels. And it would have been fine. Like, this guy just, what is Conor doing today? Let me go do that on a cheaper, shittier way, Like, be fucking you, bro. Just fucking go out there and beat dudes up and say what you got to say, and it'll come to you. Well, it took me a while to get here, I had to fucking knock out and beat numerous fucking people, ex-world champions, to get here, but it'll come. You don't have to sell out for the fucking dollar, bro.
What was it like fighting him?
I wanted to fucking kill him. I wanted to hurt him. But it wasn't the best version of me, bro. It just wasn't the best version of me. In this sport, this is what I love about it. It's like, what happened, and everything else is bullshit, right? So until we fight again, nobody will get to see that better version of me. But I promise you, Joe, before I close this chapter in my life in MMA, I will have competed against this guy. I'm going to fucking take his soul, bro. I just know it after being those 5 rounds in there with him, and that was the best that he had, and that was nowhere near my best at that time for different reasons. I know I could fucking end this guy. Oh, man.
So tell me about your promotion, because you've got a big card coming up. Tell
April
me about
1st.
that. It's very exciting.
Tickets available on Ticketmaster. I got to go full promoter on you, Joe.
Yeah, go full promoter.
Pay-per-view.
Yeah.
On demand.
Yeah.
Comcast. All that linear pay-per-view stuff. And if you want the digital rights, only the second time in history that the UFC partners up with like a boxing promotion. The first time was Conor Mayweather. So you could also buy the pay-per-view through UFC Fight Pass.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, and it's Roy Jones Jr.
And Anthony Pettis.
Woo! Jose Aldo versus Jeremy Stephens boxing. I think that's gonna be the fight of the night. You know, I could be wrong because there's some other good matches. Then Vitor Belfort, the guy we just talking about, versus Jacare. Who you got in that one?
Oh my God!
Who you got in that
one? Oh
one?
my God! Wow!
The Pfizer at the Pfizer Forum, Milwaukee Bucks Arena.
I like it. I'm very interested in Jones versus Pettis. Ooh. How long has Roy been training for this?
Well, my good friend, the one that helped, because as we were setting up the card, Dean Toole, which is my matchmaker and helps me set up everything, was like, I think I could get Roy Jones to fight for us. And my mind, I was like, yeah, I'm sure, bro. Yeah, Roy Jones, you talking about Roy Jones Jr.? It's like, yeah, man, because he's from Pensacola and he's known Roy for a while. He's like, Roy's been training for a while. Now, people don't know, but he's been training. Like he constantly trains, and he was training Eubanks, so he told me that the whole training camp with Eubanks, he was training alongside him. And like, he's in pretty damn good shape, better shape that I've seen him in a while, and he's been wanting to fight. So I think we might be able to pull this off. I was like, nah, I don't believe this is Roy Jones Jr. It's like, yeah, I think I get Roy Jones Jr. to fight.
Our tale of the tape. This scheduled for 6 rounds in the welterweight division. It is our feature fight. Jose Aldo versus Jeremy Stephens. Very early in this fight. Round number 1. Sporting touch of gloves. Right to it for both men. The colors of Brazil. Blue, green, yellow for Jose getting through that guard. High tight guard now for Jose Aldo. Stephens to the body.
Not giving much up, and then finding jabs when he wants to find them.
Hard on the feint. To the inside, Stephens just misses with the hook. 2 stiff jabs right back from the Brazilian. Jose Aldo forward. Hands high and tight for Stephens. Up jab not there. Snap jab right back from Jose Aldo. High tight guard from Jeremy Stephens, but then the jab getting through from Aldo. Final seconds, round number 1. And the feint, the jab. 1-2 from Stephens. Big overhand right. There is the bell.
Wasting punches and being sloppy for 2 MMA legends. They are very proficient in the sport of boxing. That's you gotta force it gotta open up from that high guard, and the only way you can do that is by letting him punch first.
Benji Esteves telling both fighters, watch your head on the inside. Both fighters actually stopped to listen to Benji Esteves. Stephens hook to the body. Hard feint from Aldo. Next stop, round 3. Jose Aldo playing to this Milwaukee, Wisconsin crowd. There's the jab from Jose Aldo. Big 1-2 combination left hook from Aldo on the overhand right. Stephens trying to fire out of the corner with the left hook. Does so successfully. Another left hook to the head. Jab right back to the body from Aldo. 1:45 remaining, round 3. Audacious rear right uppercut from the Brazilian. Jose Aldo nearly landed. On Sean with the forearm in.
A couple of nice right hands landed right there by Stephens too, but yeah, to your point, that forearm creates space. And once you get some space, you're able to land a big punch with leverage. You get space, then leverage on a big punch at the same time.
Right hand from Jose Aldo. Stephens trying to roll through. Guard left hook from Jeremy Stephens. Turn the head of Aldo. Right hand from Stephens.
And you see the rolling right there. After that offense, he moved his head. He needs to do more of that.
Counter entry left hook from Jose Aldo. Overhand right from Stephens. Hard feint from Jeremy Stephens. There is the bell. Smile on the face of both fighters as we move to round 4. Round number 4. Again, you see the sportsmanship between both fighters. Hey, Stephens. Hook to the body, double hook to the body. Very slick from Stephens.
Real quick, because I see Stephens, he's throwing a lot of feints. He started the fight throwing the feints. Here's the point of the feint. It doesn't allow your opponent to catch your rhythm. So if you throw a couple of jabs, that opponent may be able to pick up, like, okay, here comes a jab. I can counter it, I can slip it, things like that. Big punches landed by both gentlemen right there, but I like the feints because it's like he's keeping Aldo off balance.
Jeremy Stephens said, I have to control the distance all the way in, all the way out, continually through this fight.
for it to click to you that, hey, I have been working my game plan, you know, so we see more patience, and we see Stevenson controlling the distance much better in this round than he has in any other.
On television.
Yeah, and should bring a umbrella, which is what I keep telling myself, and I haven't done that yet.
You and I are both wearing black shirts. Blood flowing now out of Stevens' left nostril. See that slight smear of blood on Jeremy Stevens' face. 30 seconds remaining, round 4.
A little shaky.
Hook to the head, counter right hand from Stevens. Bit of playfulness now from Jeremy Stevens. He's talking to Jose Aldo. And we are through 4 rounds. Round number 5.
Never had the heart to do it.
Hook to the body, counter right hand right back from Stevens. Jab, there's the naked right hand, the 2 without the 1.
I would love to see Stevens just take some steps back, get back to the outside of the ring, and don't allow Aldo to get started. And both guys are really just working accordingly. Needs to. Both guys are doing really well.
1-1-2 from Stevens. Quick 1-2 right back from Jose Aldo. Aldo on the overhand right. Stevens on the jab. Stevens rear right uppercut, right hook from Jose Aldo. Stiff jab from Stevens.
The difference with this round and other round.
Walk forward pressure now from Aldo. The diversion with the right hand. Hook to the body from Stevens. Left hand from Jeremy Stevens to the head. Aldo with the jab. We move to the 6th and final round. 6th and final round indeed. It's a massive rivalry between these two fighters. Left hook. Aldo to the body. Stevens with the jab to the head. Stiff jab right back from Jose Aldo. Aldo on the flurry. Stevens did well defending that, keeping his high, tight striking guard. Aldo with the flurry again. Stevens staying very disciplined with his gloves high. Aldo rear right uppercut. Stevens hooking to the body. Aldo big step in left hook. Overhand right just misses from Jeremy Stevens. 1:45 remaining, 6th and final round.
Good body shot right there from Stevens.
Rear right uppercut getting through from Jeremy Stevens. Landed on the chin of Aldo. Duck under from Aldo. Right hand, counter right hand from Jose Aldo after Stevens landed. Stevens lands that right hand. On the entry off the jab.
Right there.
Rounds. On the left hand. Now walk forward pressure from Aldo. Stevens to the body. Shoulder to shoulder. 2 from Aldo after the jab from Stevens. Stevens on the 2. Straight right hand. Both fighters connecting to the head off of right hands. Big shots from both men. Throwing to the bell. Stevens into the clinch. That is the end of our feature fight. And a great moment between these two truly great fighters.
Heck of a fight, heck of a performance on both ends, both sides of the ring. These guys did everything they needed to do. And like I always say, you want to empty the tank. Both guys have truly done that.
Ladies and gentlemen, after going the distance inside the Gamebred boxing ring, the official scorecard reads as follows. Judge Echo scores the bout 58-56 in favor of Aldo. And judges Mariano and Fitzgerald turned in identical scorecards of 57-57. This bout is declared a majority draw. Forum, this is Jorge Masvidal's Gamebred Boxing.
Your pre-bottom instructions, keep it clean, obey my commands at all times, protect yourself at all times. Touch them up and good luck to both of you.
Anthony Pettis said, don't try to force the knockout. I want smart and strategic exchanges. Roy Jones Jr. said in our fighter meeting, I want a very measured start, work off of angles, and then start to land my right hand. The bell, round number 1. Green trunks for Roy Jones Jr., black trunks for Anthony Pettis. On the jab, Pettis on the double jab to the body. Look from Jones, not fully through. Scheduled for 8 in the cruiserweight division. This is, of course, our main event of the evening.
Long, drawn-out fight. Don't forget, these are 3-minute rounds, and
Jones missing the 1-2. Good pull back from Pettis.
to be able to do.
Pettis jab to the body, right hand, left hand. Final seconds, round number 1. Feint from Jones. 3-punch explosion in from Pettis. Next stop, round 2. Round number 2. See the sportsmanship, the touch of hands. Absolutely no animosity between these fighters coming into this bout. Left hand from Pettis. Stiff jab from Jones.
You don't know when the punches are coming, and then he's popping out a fast, quick jab as well. Funny thing is, you would think getting in the ring with the 54-year-old man, even though he was one of the greatest, it can't be that bad. But when he changes his style, and you don't have a style to go to, what do you do? And Anthony Pettis' corner should have told him, for the first 3 rounds of this fight, you live at the body. Break this man's body, break his ribs, make him feel old. I don't like it.
There's the right hook on the turn. I can't think of any other showtimes in sports. Big shot there.
Big shot there from Roy.
Just you and Pettis.
Yeah.
That is the end of round 2. Round number 3. That is back to the jab. Walk down pressure now from Anthony Showtime Pettis. Left hook, right hand. 3-punch combination.
This is the pressure I'm talking about. A little bit more. Just a little bit more than that. Doesn't have to be roughhousing up on him, but stay in Roy's face and keep those hands out. Even if you're not throwing them, keep them out like you're gonna throw them. Throw some feints in there.
Right hands. Roy Jones Jr. trying to turn up the pressure. Pettis trying to turn the pressure up right back. Up to the body. Pettis again to the body. That is the end of round 3. 54-year-old Roy Jones Jr. versus 36-year-old Anthony Pettis. Round number 4 underway.
2 years old, what does that mean? Bang something. Bang the shoulders, bang the forearms, bang the gloves, make the gloves hit the head. Bang on his body. That's how you start to make him feel his age. There you go, like that right there.
Jones coming forward, rear right uppercut. Suddenly Roy Jones Jr. turning up the pressure on Anthony Pettis here in round 4.
Right there too.
Jones looking for the rear right bolo punch. Left hook from Roy Jones Jr.
Big hook landed right there by Roy.
We are through 4 rounds. We start round number 5. That is double jab.
With a debut win. Doesn't matter who the opposition is, you want to win your debut.
40 remaining round 5. Overhand right into the clinch. Esteves telling Pettis, watch your head on the entry. There's the jab from Pettis, jab right back from Jones. See the heavy front shoulder feints from Jones. Left hook to the body from Roy Jones Jr.
I like
to the inside.
I like it. I mean, a step off, something different to make your opponent react. Good exchange right there.
Jones on the left hook. There is the bell. We are through 5 rounds. The bell, round number 6. Roy Jones Jr. versus Anthony Pettis.
And he's everywhere, biting on the puppy, biting on the dog and all that. And the old dog's just like, yo, leave me alone. For Roy to keep up with.
Left hook from Roy Jones Jr. Missed them with the left uppercut. Pettis blocked that left hook well. Like jab again from Jones.
The ring with one of the greatest, and you don't have what it takes. And right now, he's showing that to be true.
There's a right to the body from Pettis.
He's just so comfortable that he's willing to do whatever it takes. Big punch landed right there by Anthony.
Hand right, counter left hook from Roy Jones Jr. There is the bell. Next stop, round 7. Round number 7 underway. Full credit to Anthony Pettis. He has definitely landed to Roy Jones Jr.'s body, but even at age 54, Roy Jones Jr. is so difficult to be caught flush to his head.
Yep. That just wasn't my way of fighting.
Roy Jones Jr. now coming forward. Right hand, overhand right from Anthony Pettis.
What's that punch? It sounds wild, it sounds crazy, but that's what you need against Roy. You need something wild, you need something crazy.
Pettis coming forward, left hook. It's like I think everyone on the planet,
wow.
Anthony Pettis is an unabashed fan of Roy Jones Jr. Definitely having his moments. Roy Jones Jr. definitely having his moments. There's a moment for Pettis, the left hand. Jones on the left hook, big shots to the belt. We move to the 8th and final round. Fighters in the history of pro MMA. Lightweight champion for both the UFC and WEC. We're in the cruiserweight division for this, our main event. 8th and final round. Leaping left hook from Roy Jones Jr. Left hook again from Jones.
Create the angle, uppercut lands, just like that. And then what I say, we're at 1:22, and here's the step up.
Pettis coming forward. On the right hand. Left to the body from Roy Jones Jr. 40 seconds remaining in our main event. Oops, throws that right hand. Overhand left. Pettis to the body. Swing and a miss from Roy Jones Jr. That is the end of the fight.
Roy was a little light right there at the end. I got to point it out. I got to point it out. He's a little light right there at the end. Very good fight by both gentlemen. Good opening debut for Anthony Pettis. At home, I think the crowd not as enthused as they expected to be at the end of this fight. Nonetheless, it is Captain.
Ladies and gentlemen, after going the distance inside the Gamebred boxing ring, we go to the scorecard to determine a winner. Judge Echo scores the bout 76-76, a draw. Overruled by Judge Morley, who scores the bout 77-75. And Judge Fitzgerald, who scores it 78-74. All in favor of the winner by way of majority decision. From Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Anthony Showtime Pettis.
All right, Showtime. Check, check. Showtime, congratulations, man. What a war you just went through with Roy Jones Jr. here in Milwaukee. You got a whole city behind you, but it took everything that you had in there to go the distance. Let's talk about the fight.
Man, 54 years old, we gotta give it up for this guy, bro. He's a legend of the sport, a GOAT. Praise God for allowing me to get this opportunity. Everybody give up for Roy Jones Jr., man, a legend of the sport.
So, I mean, I think people want to know, I mean, this is your first time in professional boxing. You beat Roy Jones Jr., but how serious are you about continuing this path in boxing?
Hey, I'm going to take it one fight at a time, day by day. I'm 1-0 as a pro, and I'm excited to see what the future holds.
Hey, bro, there's a lot of people that made this happen, a lot of people that got you ready to go against a legend like Roy Jones. Talk about it.
Yeah, I got to thank my wife, Lisette. You know, without her, I wouldn't be able to do this. Chasing my dreams, my wife. My coach, Capatillo, Duke Rufus always, my little brother Serge. Dylan, this guy's the next superstar right here. Make sure you guys follow him. But man, I just had a great team behind me, and I wanted this.
Congratulations, Anthony. Anthony Pettis, ladies and gentlemen. Hi, Roy. Wow, that was something fun to watch. It was fun watching you study him over the first 2 or 3 rounds, and it seemed like you got your shots in. One judge had it as a draw. How do you feel like the fight went?
Well, you know, it's like for me, I like to come and entertain the fans. So my job is to make sure the fans get what they paid for, and I'm all good with that. I think it was a good fight. I think he did a great job. I thought he fought a very smart fight. And I think I educated him and taught him a lot this fight. So I think if I fought him again, it would be even better because he knows a lot more now. So I think it'd be a really good rematch.
Well, it looks like you just left a door open right there, champ. It looks like you left the door open. That's what I was about to ask you. Are there more competitive matches in your future, or is it going to be exhibitions? Where do we go from here?
I don't do exhibitions. I fight real fights. If it ain't real, I don't want it. I'm not an exhibition guy. I'm a real guy. I want to win or I want to lose. And I want to go out of my shield and be able to do it again as many times as I want to. So at 54 years old, that's a beautiful thing. And he already said he'll do it again because one judge had it even. So that's what I love, you know what I'm saying?
I love to do it again. Let's go. Be honored, bro.
See, that's what real men do. Real men don't cry about it, we fight about it.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Let's hear it out here. Anthony Showtime Pettis, Roy Jones Jr.
Well, I looked at you just before that announcement and I said, it's going to Pettis. If you remember the fight from earlier, one woman was going straight back, the other woman was coming forward. Both of them were taking them and giving them. But the one going back was the one that lost. And we saw in this fight right here, Roy was the one who used the ring. He moved, he turned, he moved, he turned. It was a smart fight, smart tactical fight, but it's just not what they like up here in Milwaukee. So I'll be honest, I think Anthony got out of here with a gift. But he did everything he needed to do.
It's been the first time we've got to speak to you since Gamebred Boxing. So as the promoter, how did everything go? Smoothly? Was that
amazing, from top to bottom? Amazing. It's the fruition of seeing the card up here in my head, because it all starts up here. Me and my team start dissecting, saying who's going to fight who, this and that. Then it actually gets materialized into paper, and then these contract bouts get sent out, and then actually the card comes to full fruition where it's live to see, and these fights are taking place. It's just mind-blowing. It's fucking mind-blowing. A lot of these fights were better than I thought in my own mind, and obviously I'm going to be rooting for the fights to be at their best, and a lot of these fights exceeded my own expectations. So great event. It's our 4th boxing event. I think it took off amazingly. I just want to open up these doors and platforms so all these up-and-coming, young fighters to come get their money and their shine on.
What did you make of Anthony Pettis beating Roy Jones Jr.? I don't think many people saw that coming. It's tough, I could have called it the Pettis or Roy. I felt like Roy landed some good shots. Pettis was definitely more active and landed some great body shots. It was a tough one to call. But yeah, I leaned towards Pettis. I was okay with the decision as well. It was a great decision. Crazy, right? Anthony Pettis beating Roy Jones Jr. Obviously, it's not Roy Jones Jr. of, Roy Jones Jr., because ain't nobody beating that guy. But it was still interesting to see how is this guy that's never boxed going to do against the greatest talent that ever stepped in boxing, Roy Jones Jr.
Oh, you're a doctor?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to have a crime scene person. I'm going to take photos of you, right, to just make sure that, nobody touched you, beat you up. Not that they would, but, we have to do that, okay, so make sure that you're okay. Like I said, this is recorded. This room is recorded, okay, and I'm not going to ask you questions about what happened, okay, but I do need basic information like who you are, your date of birth, and so forth, okay? Your full name is what?
Jorge Masvidal.
You ever used any other names?
I have a stage name when I compete, but my name is Jorge Masvidal. No.
So, what's your date of birth?
11/12/84.
How old are you now?
37.
Your current home address? 33183.
Yes, sir.
That's your house or somebody else's house?
My house.
You have a phone?
Yeah.
What's your phone?
It's 939.
939.
Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico?
No. Just, I got the Puerto Rico number.
We're Puerto Ricans, bro.
Yeah, I'm nice.
Okay.
Mine is actually 787, my area code, so.
What is it?
Mine is legit.
How the hell did you get a 939 number?
Well, I plan on moving there, so it's just a matter of time before I get over there.
I got you. Whereabouts? Where?
Somewhere where there's a lot of jungle and close to the beach. That's what I want. Nowhere near the city.
I got you. Do you have a job? You're a fighter, I guess.
Yes, sir.
You understand the way that I'm speaking to you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So again, we're not going to discuss anything about the case. So what we'll do is we'll have to finish up the paperwork. It shouldn't be that long, but then we're waiting for somebody to come take photos of you. And then from here, you go to TGK.
Yes, sir.
Go to TGK. I'm sure you have a bondsman waiting already. You bond out and then just show up for court and we'll take it from there.
Got it.
Any questions? No. Thank you. You're right.
Yes, sir.
Water.
I'm good. Thank you. I want to stop that.
How you doing, sir? I'm gonna transport you, right? Turn around for me. Which hand's messed up?
Watch out with the right hand.
The right hand? Alright. Shit.
Bring this up.
Yeah.
Can you bring that?
Yeah, I'll put the cuff on.
Watch out with this hand.
Yeah. Gonna double lock it, make sure it don't lock up on you. Put a hole. Nothing on you, right? Just check.
Always try to be in your sock.
Yeah.
Where is it? Where is it?
Sock.
Alright. Alright, I'm gonna put this in your pocket. Remind me. Alright, we good?
Don't lose this one. Take care, Bobby.
Pleasure, bro.
Yeah? How long?
No, we don't already.
It's been a while.
It's been a good streak. I promised myself never again, but here I am. Shit happens. I know. You'll get fine.
Right here.
God bless, man. Thank you. Take care, man.
Sit down straight. I'll put the seatbelt on. It's just, it fits in. Just
Okay.
sit right. Sit.
Is this just for the transporter vehicles, or all units got the bars now?
The new thing is they won't got the bar. They kick out the windows. You gotta replace it.
Nice, man. Yeah, ain't nobody kicking out no more windows.
1039 people here. You follow running over by a code.
You good with the air?
Yes, sir.
Back number 1123.
Around.
1039. Yes, 1123, survey talking to you. Yes, I'm going to be here 7-6. I have a 26 off at the public parking garage, 1100 6th Street. No subject there, 2 homes available.
$953. You're out TGK, one of the mail from 05. Good? You good?
I'm sorry?
You good?
Yes, sir.
Just FYI, it's shift change right now, and they don't work very fast.
Yes, sir.
So we could be here for a minute.
Like an hour?
Huh?
Like an hour?
That's what he told me right there. He said, I'm not gonna lie to you, it could be an hour. I said, oh, okay. They don't move fast for nobody.
You should have told us we could have stopped that Burger King, man.
They want me to go check him in. Everything good? What's up, bro?
How you doing, man?
What's up?
You know Malcolm? Sure, yeah.
Yeah, my homeboy, man. I went to high school with him.
Malky and Abraham. Both brothers, Malky and Abraham.
Abraham, yeah. Hey, what's up with their sister?
Which one? They got two, right? Iman and Enam?
The one that went to college over across the border, you talking about? Damn, I forgot her name.
Was that the younger or the older?
The younger one.
The younger one, she's back over here now. She's living like in between
Damn, I forgot her
Enam.
name. Huh?
Enam.
Yeah.
With the black curly hair?
Yeah.